Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about a message being delivered. This could be, hey, your results from this test are in, or hey, we figured out, what number that correlates to. I feel like there's a little bit of investigation here, at the very least, trying to understand somebody's motives. And when this message comes in, it could be from the false person themselves. It is confirmation for you where you're like, okay, I was kind of hoping that that wasn't the case, but you lied or you quoted the situation or tried to make someone else out to be the problem. And now we know the truth. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime chime. I hope you're having a good day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Hello, Marky, or Mark, how you doing? Hello, Martin. Hello, Key Controller, how you doing? Hello, Frozen. Close. It's with an OT at the end. Hello, Dana. How are you? All right, let's dive in. I think we're going to start with the tarot, the Earth and Bones tarot. How's your weekend going, everybody? I hope you have nicer weather than I do. It could be worse, but it's chilly. Hey, Hannah, how are you doing? I hope you're enjoying your weekend. All right, so we have the High Priestess and the King of Swords, the King of Crystals. This is your energy. And also why we don't pay too close attention to gender. Obviously, with the High Priestess, there's a feminine ending there. We might think this has to be a female, or this false person has to be a female. Nope, this is just indicating the energy that we're looking at. So this High Priestess, King of Swords could be a female, a male, whatever it is, right? But we've got the energy coming through of somebody who is onto somebody. I've made my observations, I've checked my notes, I've looked at, the history, and I know what's going on here. It's like somebody's about to jump out and, arrest someone, and then they're going to say, and I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids. Hello, Zatska. How are you doing? Yes, it is very different from how astrology approaches it. Much like palmistry is different, right? So we have the Four of Jars or Four of Cups in the reverse. The Page of Petals or Page of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Lovers. So there's a choice being made to believe that what you see as far as someone's behavior is actually their character. Maybe you've given this person the benefit of the doubt a few times. Maybe you have believed what they said a few times. Maybe you didn't want to be the type to try to verify or look for, confirmation whether or not your suspicion is true. But you're looking at this now as, okay. So what I thought maybe was a problem, I've basically just confirmed this person did something that they shouldn't have, they lied about it, or they are misrepresenting their intentions. Hello, Ulysses, how are you doing? Hello, Floor, how are you? Thank you for subscribing. Is it Pula? So we have the Three of Crystals or Three of Swords in the reverse, the Five of Wicks or Five of Wands, and the Four of Wicks. Wands. Why does it feel like this is somebody who is just about to get what they wanted? There's an argument that happens just before something is signed, just before something is official, just before something is sold, just before someone gets married. because there's an argument. This is like, you know, the whole relationship has been a dream, but then we go to talk about the prenup and then we decide, can't do this, you know? Hello, Kumar, how are you doing? Or is it Kumar? Hello, Mira. Oh, crap, I forgot to check that. Hold on, I wonder. Okay, we're going on faith. I totally forgot to check that, Mira. That's totally my bad. Hello, Regio. How are you doing? No. ¿Cómo se dice? Es natural? I haven't dyed my hair in years, sadly. Or good? I don't know. I used to. Floor, I do personal questions at about 30 minutes or 35 minutes in. I like to do the general reading first. And I do prioritize the questions from those who donate or tip. And I keep a little list over on the side so that I can go through in the appropriate order. And I do sometimes do some free questions as well. Hello, Alex. How are you doing? Hello, Ratish. No. Honestly, that's my bad. I should have checked it. Hello, RC. How are you doing? Hello, great. Thanks for the mediocre compliment. I don't know how to say your name because it's in a different language, but hello. Hello, Franker. What's up? So we have the Nine of Swords. It's not a good look. It's concern. And this concern is somebody who feels like you figured them out. Nine of Swords. And with this particular Nine of Swords, I feel like this is somebody who is reading your facial expressions or seeing a change in how you communicate, maybe specifically looking at your eyes, right? But they feel like you're onto them. They feel like their efforts, which have generally been done to their liking or following their usual pattern, it works with other people, but it doesn't work with you. Whether it's as simple as you're able to tell when somebody's lying, or you know what their goal is with this lie. They're nervous because you know what's going on, because you're not tricked by them, right? Hey Jay, this is a general reading, no dark magic. Hello Santosh, how are you doing? Hello Griff, what's up? Ratish, we have had this conversation, my friend. Look, I'm just gonna do you a favor. I'm putting you in a 30-minute timeout because then the timeout expires right about the time I'd be doing the personal questions. But I would really appreciate it if you took a little bit more of a calm approach to asking. Hello, Fred. How are you doing? Oh, that's okay. That probably just means it's not your reading, okay, Franker? I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. So we have the Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands. Thank you, Hannah. General about finances. That sounds good. No problem. Hello, Vishal. How are you doing? Hello, Sam. I'm not out here to marry anybody. Look, this is a little bit confusing for this person who's normally able to lie and make promises and get what they want and not have any consequences for failing to follow through on their promises or running away or ghosting people. You are figuring them out before they have made their departure, and that's unusual. You know what their secret is. You are smarter than they expected, or perhaps just smarter than the average bear, smarter than the other people, right? That's funny, living. Hello. Oh, thank you for clarifying that, Mira. Oh, is it? Did I say Fred when it's Freda? My apologies. Hello, Ruben. How are you doing? Hello, Messenger of Peace. All right, so we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Whatever they're lying about, whatever their goal is with this manipulation, it's threatened now because you know it. If they are misrepresenting themselves in a romantic encounter or with somebody like dating when they're supposedly single but they're not, now you are a threat because you could tell the friend that this person is being dishonest. If this is somebody who you caught stealing something at work, now they're worried that you could potentially cost them their job. You have become a problem for this person because you know what they're doing. You figured them out before other people normally do. So it complicates their plan and makes them question, can I still actually get what I want? Yeah, it's like I have to take another measurement. I have to figure out, like, have I actually done what I needed to do? Will I be able to convince these folks around me to believe me, especially if it ends up being me versus you? That kind of thing. Thank you for clarifying that, Mira. We've got the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse and the Tower. Another Lovers in the reverse. Okay. So now we have somebody that feels like their plan has to be edited or adjusted to include something that discredits you, just in case you call them out or just in case you reveal what they're actually doing. If there is a mutual acquaintance of yours or, like, you know, your best friend's dating them, they feel like you have influence that could be concerning. Like you could talk this person out of spending time with them or being with them or marrying them, whatever it might be, that is their objective. But it is like a self-absorbed objective. It's like, I want to get what I want to get without having to put in all the work. Hello, yo, how are you doing? Next year for sure. This is the Truth Is. I've heard there's like a lot less going on with that app because didn't they change like who can message first, which was like kind of their distinguishing thing. That was an interesting choice. We have Lust, sexual chemistry, but no depth here. And there's a chance for new love on the horizon. We have the New Love card. So someone has been dishonest in regards to their romantic pursuits. You might be the person in that relationship or that dating scenario, or you may be an influential friend, family member, right? And you're a problem because you figured it out. They don't like that you know what's going on here. You don't believe that this person is going to be able to offer what that relationship would need to offer, whether you are the person they're trying to date or your friend or sibling is. It's like, this is somebody who's looking for something serious and you're over here like playing Legos. Like, don't get me wrong, I like playing Legos too, but like, they're not serious about it. They're just playing games. We'll go with the Soul Cat Tarot. Hey, what's up, Slidim? Hello, Crab. How are you doing? Hello, one only. What are you doing? How's your weekend? So So we have the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Now it's like, okay, maybe I have to alter my plans. Maybe I have to ask to borrow less money. Maybe I need to agree to a prenup. There's someone here who feels like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do what I thought I was going to be able to do. Thank you, Dana. Let me write that down for you. Well, Brianna find out her husband is cheating. And messages from Mom and Grandpa Frantisek. And do spirit guides still want you to be with Bon? I've got that written down. To be with Bon. And let's see, we're probably about 15 minutes away from those, okay, y'all? Hello, Melissa. How are you doing? Hello, Vishal. What's up? So this is somebody who's struggling because they thought they had set up a pretty nice plan. They thought they had you fooled. At the very least, they thought they had someone else fooled. But they certainly don't have you fooled anymore. Maybe you've dealt with somebody like this before. Maybe you're pretty educated on this kind of manipulation. But I don't even feel like it was that difficult for you to spot or figure out. The reference that's coming through is, I think it was Mallrats, where the dude was saying, I can't see the sailboat, and one of those, like, you have to cross your eyes and then you can see the image, right, with all the little dots. The dude couldn't see the sailboat. Got really irritated because everybody else was showing up and they could see what was in that picture, but they couldn't. So you're the kind of person who, you see things, you're the first one to see it. Everybody else is still like, huh? I can't, what are you talking about? I don't see that at all. You know? Oh, yes, you're right. It was a schooner. Oh, that's so funny. All right, so we have the Queen of Swords. This is your intelligence. Doesn't matter what your gender is. You know what's going on, and you're either going to make a decision based on that information that someone didn't think you would have access to, or you're going to give advice to somebody that you care about, saying, hey, I overheard them say this, or I saw them still flirting with an ex, or I saw them, you know, lie to you about how much money they have. There's something here where it's like, no, this doesn't match what you said, and therefore we can't be trusting this. Hello, Chitra, how are you doing? Hello, Lisa, how are you doing? Oh, I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, regardless of us not necessarily agreeing on that. Hello, Matt. Yeah, that's fair. We have Judgment in the reverse and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. This is not somebody who was wanting to do right by their romantic interest. This was somebody who was able to disguise or wear like a little bit of a costume, like, oh, look at me, I'm an angel. No, they're not. They really aren't. Hey, Aqua Beauty. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for that generosity. I think Aqua Beauty would be happy to hear that I'm going to choose the question from Freda about her son's future. So I've got that written down on my list. Thank you to Aqua Beauty for the generosity. Very sweet of you. Hello, Disappearance. How are you doing? Thank you for subscribing. Hello, Priyanka. Thank you for the tip. Nikatan feelings for Priyanka. And next action. I got you added to the list. Thank you, Priyanka. Ah, that's so sweet. Sorry you feel that way, Kit, but I wish you well. Hello, Megs. How are you doing today? What can you expect from your specific person? I've got that written down. Thank you for the tip, Megs. Just to make sure you all know, when the personal questions start, I've got Hannah up first, then Dana, then Freda's question, then Priyanka, and then Megs, okay? Let's get just a few more from this. We have Temperance in the reverse, and the Two of Cups in the reverse. Page of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this is basically someone deciding, I can't be connected to this person. I can't be friends with them, or I can't date this person because of the information that has come through. I think this is a friend who's looking out for their, you know, bestie who's in a relationship, and it's like, hey, I saw this information on social media, or hey, I heard this, and then verified it. It's like, hey, there's definitely a need to pay some closer attention to some sort of detail that may have been glossed over or outright lied about, and it's tied to this person's intentions. Are you trying to be honest and deal with somebody in a respectful way, or is it more like, you know, a challenge for that to happen for some people? I feel like I need one more candle. It's just a little dark over here, you know. We'll put you right there. Oh, that helped, didn't it? All right. Let's get an oracle deck. We'll go with the Fairy Lenormand. Loves you too, Charles. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing? No, Adam. This is actually something that I do because it's very fulfilling to use my gift to help people if they feel stuck. So appreciate the attempt, I guess. But no, it's not because of loneliness. I do very much so appreciate the connection I get from people in the live chat. For example, Aqua Beauty. So lonely? No, it's just, this is my calling, you know? Hello, Donna. How are you doing? Hello, Gora. So we have number 14, which is the Fox. This talks about doing some reconnaissance or doing some research, looking somebody up online, or maybe even hearing a conversation around the corner. There's a little bit of Snoopy energy, right? Like, I'm gonna see what you've been up to before or what you get into when you think nobody's listening. The Scythe, which is number 10, and the Garden, number 20. I continue to feel like this is somebody who is looking out for a good friend or maybe a sibling, saying, you know, something just doesn't feel right about how this person is interacting with you, or how they addressed that question, or, you know, they said they went to this school but they don't know anyone. A little bit like The Talented Mr. Ripley, you know, like I can just pretend to be somebody, but then that story starts to fall apart. It's all right, Adam. Hello, Terry. How are you doing? Hello, Overdrive. I hope you're having a good weekend. Thank you, Heather. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. What else do we have? We have number 33, which is the key. Maybe you saw this person literally like sneaking into the den and trying to steal something like, you know, really expensive scotch and getting all like, you know, the board game Clue or the movie. And maybe your best friend just happened to see this person and followed them. There's something sneaky here that happened. It could be even that this key is representative of having like access to somebody's cell phone, right? Thank you, Hannah. I'm adding that for you. Oh, Adam. I don't know, man. Like, how many people you meet off of YouTube? All right, let's get a few from What's the News? RC, I will start personal questions here about 30 minutes or maybe 35 minutes with priority to those who tip or donate. But I will say that I have this feeling that it's one of those times that is associated with your ability to not wait for this person to communicate. In other words, the more you try to figure this out or draw this in, it might actually be kind of working against it, like a Chinese finger trap. So I would find good uses of your time. Dive into a hobby, feel, you know, especially good about what you're able to contribute at work or what you're doing with regards to your health. And things tend to get a little bit easier with those other people around you, right? Hey, Anne, how are you doing? Also curious if Mira is still in the live stream or the live chat. If you are, I would love to do that question for you. Just need to know what that is. I'm super live right now, Anne. All right. This is not one of my favorite cards, but it's what we got, okay? Now I'm hearing Sublime. Paranoid, cautious, insecure, guarded. And we have the Schmexually Open card, or Schminky Ways. I think we have a friend that has witnessed not loyal or maybe even like cheating action. Saw them try to get someone else's number, or I saw them, you know, kiss an ex, something like that. Yeah, Mira, let me know what your question is. Ooh, yeah. So we have somebody that sees what's going on and I think tells the best friend. Once the best friend finds out, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to let my favorite person, I'm not going to let my best friend since high school or whatever it is, I'm not going to let them stay in this connection and think that everything is just fine when we have somebody that is not trustworthy, you know? So this could be someone who's already married. This could be someone who's in a committed relationship or living with someone else. This could be somebody who is talking about getting into a relationship with you, but still, you know, seeing the ex. But it does feel like there's misdirection or secrecy pertaining to who are you hanging out with, who are you talking to, and are you loyal, you know? What spirit wants you to know about baby's dad? Okay, I got you. No problem. No. Hello, Muhammad. Hello, B. How are you doing? All right. So this best friend or close friend is able to communicate what they've learned, able to share this evidence that they have uncovered. And even though it's not an easy conversation, it's like, hey, I gotta look out for you. Here's what I found. You've got to make your own decisions, but I had to at least make sure that you know what I know. And I think it ends up being pretty clear that there's not much that can be salvaged in this relationship. It does look like there was an intention here to try to find somebody who was a bit naive or somebody who would be a little gullible. Make some promises about like, oh, we're gonna have such a great future, here's what we could do, but it was fake, right? Because this is somebody who already has a companion. A good conversation is the result of good judgment. Being able to hold attention for both emotion and context leads to a more positive outcome for all involved. If you're facing a decision, you likely already know what the best answer is. I think this is someone feeling a little bit torn. Initially, I don't know if I should break up with this person, or, you know, I can't believe that that's how they're acting. And then it's like, well, it makes sense with the rest of the actions or the rest of the things this person has said. The fact that they've, you know, been kind of sneaky. So it's like, no, I know what I need to do. I know I need to walk away. So you might be the friend, you might be the person who needs to walk away, but I love that we have a very compassionate friend here who wants to look out for their close friend and make sure it doesn't go south for them. All right, let's move over to those personal questions. We've got Hannah up first. How's it going, Laura? All right, what do we have for Hannah regarding her finances, please? What does Hannah need to know about finances? Judgment in the reverse. Thank you, Megs. I'm going to add that for you. What's important for the next 6 months? Thank you for the tip. Hello, Essie. How are you doing? Hello, SW. All right, so Hannah, we've got Judgment in the reverse, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, which is a little concerning. I don't know if you're nervous about how much something is going to cost, or nervous that perhaps there's no way to, you know, satisfy the bills or the things that need to be purchased. But this is saying, listen to your intuition. If you let the fear take a hold of you, it will immobilize you. It will make you feel like you can't deal with this situation. So stay positive, leverage all the information that you can, like stay informed, right? But I do feel like it's like, don't panic. Page of Pentacles in the reverse and the Lovers. So there's a choice that went the wrong way, and then there's an opportunity to make a different choice. So maybe you're just nervous about making a good choice the next time around because of the difficulty you faced in the past. But I feel like you have all the information that you're going to need. Whenever this comes up, it may be something you're dealing with right now. It may be at the beginning of the year. But I do feel like there is this like greater sense of understanding. Like, I'm not as naive, or I have gone through this before, or I know the right questions to ask. I feel like you're going to make a decision that helps you get back to where you need to be or make significant progress. And what do we have as far as a message from Hannah's father, please? Four of Swords in the reverse, Knight of Swords, Five of Swords, King of Cups. This feels to me like we have someone saying, quit getting distracted. With the Knight of Swords, we have a two-headed horse, right? So there's this choice, probably the one that's coming up ahead. And maybe this choice is something that takes you away from a romantic interest. Maybe this is referencing a choice that's kind of like career versus love. And Dad is saying, I need you to focus on the thing that is reliable. Don't let somebody be an obstacle to your success. If they are the right kind of partner for you, they will be supportive and encourage you in that, right? Hey, Anne, if Super Chat doesn't work, it's kind of hard for me to check PayPal or, well, really anything while I'm doing the live stream. So I try not to do that. I do that more so for the long term, like not the long term, like the long form personal readings, where, you know, up to 70 minutes long. Then I use the Cash App or PayPal option. No problem, Hannah. There's protective energy here around you. I think you know that. But you have a lot of magic or a lot of capability, a lot of potential, and there's a risk that somebody could block it by trying to influence your path to benefit them, right? Oh, it's just that it hasn't come through, Anne. I don't know what it's going, or what it's, and if you PayPal and message through there, then you can add your email address in that field that you can send with a payment. The lowest is a 15 to 20 minute for $40, if that helps. Hello, Jay. How are you doing? All right. Good luck to you, Hannah, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. We've got Dana up next. Will Brianna find out about me cheating? Here's the thing. I feel like there's this resistance to knowing. I mean, we've got two cards here with somebody that has a blindfold on. So it's probably like a resistance to admitting that that's where things have gone. I may see little clues here, or I may suspect something, but I'd rather be, you know, ignorant to it. I don't want to like admit I know. So Seven of Swords in the reverse is like lying to oneself, basically. It's not even that he has to lie, it's that she doesn't want it to be true. Hello, Ivan. How are you doing? Hello, Amir. Hello, Charles. Oh, I don't have issues with PayPal. So then if I have the email address and the PayPal, then I can start the email with you. Does that make sense? I know it's kind of obnoxious, and I apologize for that. So what about a message from Mom? What does Dana need to know? Page of Wands in the reverse, Nine of Swords in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. There's someone here who is going to lose their temper, someone who is dealing with a lot of problems that they haven't been clear or honest with you about. So when someone loses their temper on you or takes out their bad day on you, yes, it's because there are other things that are going on and they don't want to talk to you about it, but you also don't deserve to be treated that way. So it could be that you'll have to, you know, gauge the room, right? Could be that that's a good time to ask about what else is going on, as long as it's in a like non-confrontational way, right? Nice try, Timo. I have a nose ring. Hello, Dorian. How are you doing? All right, so let's see what we've got from Grandpa Frantisek. What does Dana need to know? We have the Three of Wands and the Hermit. If somebody is not willing to approach the connection with you or the friendship with you or a work situation with you with good intentions, then there needs to be some action taken. So it feels to me like we have Star in the reverse. This is like you're in the wrong neighborhood. You're at the wrong place, the wrong restaurant. There's something here where it's like, don't try to take something and make it what you need. Look around and see what else there is that might fit what you're looking for. It's like when you're in a person's house and they have like 18 different light switch outlet thingies. And it like, okay, it's a big room, but do we really need 18 light switches? Like, how am I supposed to figure out which one controls the fan? That's all I need right now. It's like Grandpa's saying, you're at the wrong light switch. You gotta move. It's behind the bookcase. It's kind of hidden, but it's there, you know? So take a look around. There's something that would be a better fit for you, and you're kind of in the wrong part of the room. And what about the spirit guides for Dana? Do they still want her to be with Juan? This is your decision, not theirs. It's not about what they want so much as they expect you to get the messages or the intuition. But the Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse, which I would say is more so about walking away. Knight of Pentacles itself is more about being on your own. But I feel like you would have had some messages coming through visually or maybe with regards to the music that you're listening to that is guiding you. No, actually, Adam, Publix is great for a lot of things, but if you want some really good ice cream, I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. It's just delicious. There's this brand at Kroger called Nightingale. They're like little ice cream sandwiches. They're so cute. It's not like the regular. It's perfect. Anyways, I'm not getting paid for that, but I love those things. So try it out. You won't find them at Publix though. All right, where are we at? Oh wait, no, I still want regular tarot. We're gonna go with the Catamancy. Dana, I know you've got a strong intuition, so I hope it's easier for you to pick up on. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Message from Carolyn. Is it Carolyn or Caroline? I don't know if it really matters, but let me know if I need to know. Thank you, Hannah. I would think it's Carolyn when it's spelled like that, but I like to make sure. Hey, it's Skemmy. How are you doing, Skemmy? All right, so Aqua Beauty and her generosity has led to Freda being on the list, and we're going to look into Freda's son's future. What does Freda need to know about her son's future? We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse, the Fool in the reverse, Three of Coins or Three of Pentacles in the reverse, Two of Coins in the reverse. There's a lot of instability here, to be honest, Freda. This is difficult to describe, but what I'm seeing is somebody who, you know how like a cat can get stuck in like a plastic bag or a paper bag, like, you know, one part of the body underneath the loop of the handle, or like a dog can be on a um, leash or whatever, and then get like wrapped around someone's car. There's something here that your son gets involved in that was not a good move or is not a good choice, and it impacts the stability. Whether or not I can get to jobs on time or do a satisfying job at that job, whether or not I can maintain the relationships correctly, you know, all of that. Thank you, Hannah. So yeah, there's some struggle here, but I think that it's one of those lessons that your son will have to learn on his own. It's not something that you can tell this man and he's going to change, you know? So it's looking like allow there to be some opportunity to learn some lessons on his own, because, you know, they're just some things that we have to learn on our own. But there's going to be some difficulty before he starts to realize what's important, and then there's a shift. Just know that there will be a shift where it's like, oh, maybe I've been defensive about the wrong things. Maybe I've been trying to sustain or maintain chaos in my life instead of what I actually want for myself. So at that point, then there's a change, and it's like, okay, now what I really want is a more peaceful existence. But it takes a while. Sending protective energy to your son, Freda. And we've got Priyanka up next. Let me add Stephanie real quick. How you doing today, Stephanie? I hope your birthday went well. What are Jay's current thoughts towards you? And almost ran into his brother yesterday before he turned the other way. I'm sure his brother was avoiding me. Yeah, sometimes that's a little awkward for them, huh? I've got that written down for you, Stephanie. Hello, Loyal. How are you doing? Hello, Anton. How are you doing? All right, so we have Priyanka up next. What are the feelings Nikitan, I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right, has for Priyanka? Ten of Swords in the reverse, the Hanged Man, and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. This feels like, honestly, like a little bit of rebound energy, or a little bit of like I need someone to make me feel better about myself. Seven of Cups is in the reverse, so I do feel like there's going to be something that is said that makes you very aware of what this person's approaching or interested in or how they feel. But it does feel a little bit short-term or non-committal. Lovers is in the reverse, so it's like, no, I don't really want to be in love. I don't want to be like meeting my soulmate or anything. And this is somebody who feels like they need to harden themselves against any kind of like emotional connection. What about next action, please? Two of Wands and the Sun in the reverse. Kind of feels to me like this is less communication. So maybe I was talking to you more frequently leading up until, you know, tomorrow or next week. But there's a shift and it's less communication. So I think there's someone out there that would treat you better other than this person, Priyanka. That's just my personal opinion. You're so welcome, Freda. Let's see what we've got for Megs. I'm going to grab a different tarot deck. This is the Tarot de la Nuit. And the first first question is, what can I expect from my specific person? What can Megs expect from the specific person? Seven of Swords, Page of Cups in the reverse, King of Pentacles in the reverse. There's something unstable with this person. I don't know if there's some sort of toxic energy they breathe in from their family, or if they have some sort of addictive behavior. But with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, I do feel like this impacts their finances and general like reliability, right? Page of Cups in the reverse, Seven of Swords. I feel like this is someone who, if things are not looking good, then they lie about it to make it seem better, right? Hey, Misty, I'm sorry that we don't agree on that, but I would ask you to be respectful on other people's religious and spiritual beliefs, okay? Hello, Jeffrey. How are you doing? Hello, McCall. How are you? So, Megs, I don't know that this person's ready to love or ready to connect in a meaningful way with somebody. It feels like we've got some insecurity and some roughness here, right? Some resistance to healing or taking accountability. And what can Megs expect from the next 6 months? We have the Moon in the reverse, the Queen of Swords, and the Magician. There's going to be somebody in the next 6 months who makes it clear that they are not to be trusted. And I see you implementing some boundaries or being able to distance yourself from this person. And it enables you to get a lot more done with regards to your career or your personal goals. This would be like if you've ever seen somebody who has like a glow up after their relationship ends because all of a sudden they have more time to go to the gym, or they go back to like their regular diet and maybe that's healthier. It's looking like there's a change here because you block someone or walk away or end a friendship. And that means that you're able to reclaim some energy that you were using for that or putting into that. This is somebody who's a bit selfish and somebody who likes to create issues for you or make it seem like you were the problem. So might be a little bit of a gaslighter. Megs, I wish you the best for your weekend. I'm not sure if it's Saturday or Sunday for you. Probably Saturday. We got a few folks from the Australian side of the world. Hello, Pavinder. How are you doing? Let's get a new tarot deck for Mira. Yeah, we'll go with the Everyday Tarot. Aw, that's sweet. Dana, I'm writing that down for you. Have second child. All right, so for Mira, we have, what does Mira need to know about the pregnancy? Five of Cups in the reverse, King of Wands, and the Hermit in the reverse. There's someone here trying to figure out the details of your situation. Someone who you have not shared, you know, who the father is or when you're due or something like that. I don't know if this is good intentioned or bad though. I feel like this is saying don't tell anybody information unless you really trust them, because there are people who are looking to figure out your situation who really don't have any right to that information. It kind of just feels like there's an interest in gossip. I see a departure that is upsetting to somebody. Maybe even somebody who feels like we just can't talk anymore because that's what's going on. Maybe someone's struggling to accept the fact that you're going to have a child. What is the gender? I'm inclined to say this is a little boy, but there could be some confusion initially. Meaning, if you do like an ultrasound or whatever, it might be a little bit inconclusive or tough to tell, or may take a little bit longer than you think. But yeah, I think we've got a little boy. And is there anything that Mira needs to know about the baby daddy? Star in the reverse, moon in the reverse, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. I don't really like that, Mira. I'm sorry to say. This is someone who's not ready. This is somebody who feels like they're trapped or they have all these responsibilities. I owe so much money and I didn't even like buy something, right? That kind of thing. I think this person's freaking out, or they're going to. But give it a moment. They figure it out. And they need to sit with it for a little bit. Maybe they need to throw a little temper tantrum. Maybe they need to, I don't know, read a book or watch their favorite movie. They settle down and then they're like, you know what? Okay, I got this. I can figure this out, right? Hello, I am. How are you doing? Hello, Al. What's up? Hey, Stone. Sorry you feel that way. Aw, that's funny. Hello, Terry. How's the UK? So Mira, please be cautious. I think things will change for the best, but there's a little, like a challenging era or a period of time where it's not super easygoing. Hello, is it Joey? How are you doing? Let me see. We've got Hannah up next. And then Stephanie, and then Dana, and Grindhard would like to know, how many kids will Micah and I have? I got you, Grindhard. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, so for Hannah, we've got, what is the message from Carolyn, please? Chariot in the reverse. 5 of Swords. Devil. Is this about an invitation or like a trip? I feel like there's an invitation to someone's house, visiting someone. I don't know if this is like a party for New Year's or, you know, meeting the parents, a hot date, but don't go. I feel like you will already have some, I don't know if it's like sweating or just like you're restless. You already feel like, no, I don't think I want to go there. Trust that instinct. Do not go wherever that is. This person's house is not a safe place. Or there's something about like getting there that isn't safe. Maybe it's a treacherous road. Don't go. It might look like a great invite, but you'll feel it that it's not okay. and you might get a sign specifically from Carolyn. Let's say that she was a big fan of butterflies. You might see a butterfly when you're thinking about it. There's something here that she's going to do that's like, nope, not going there. Don't do that. She's looking out for you. All right. Please be cautious, Hannah. And that goes for everybody, really. Just be cautious, okay? What are Jay's current thoughts towards Stephanie? We have the Five of Wands in the reverse, the Six of Cups in the reverse, Page of Swords in the reverse. This is like, I don't want to fight with you anymore. I think we maybe just like don't get along very well. This is someone who feels like you don't necessarily listen. They feel like conversations get combative too quickly. So there's this curiosity or hoping that maybe, you know, you can take some time to address the things and I can take some time to address what I need to address, you know? Hey, Lion, if you don't mind using English, please, or translating to English. And was the brother trying to avoid Stephanie? I think maybe it was a little bit more awkward than it needed to be. But yes, just kind of like I was already going this way and then I noticed that you were there. So I like kept going that way, you know, like, oh, I don't think I want to have a conversation that might get awkward. All right, so for Dana, we have, will I have a second child? I feel love energy from her now. I've added that. Thank you, Grind Hard. Hello, Kyle. Hello, Lotus. How are you doing? All right, so for Dana, will there be a second child? Yes? Does look very likely. I love that. So Ace of Swords is very much so a yes card. But then we also have Page of Cups, which is, pages are young energy, right? Youthful or child energy. There is a concern as far as like making sure that you are doing everything to have a calm pregnancy. So if you find out that you are, you know, maybe there's going to be a need for bed rest or just being a little bit more chill, right? Cautious. Oh, that's so sweet, McCall. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome, Hannah. I'm sending you protective energy. So Dana, just be, well, and I think it's also worth showing that image. Just be very protective, right? Which I don't think I need to tell you. I think you would be anyways. And I wish you luck in that, Dana. For Grind Hard, we've got how many kids will he have with Micah? Remember, this is like a most likely scenario, okay? 3. We got the 3 of Wands. And then we've got somebody who's like, I really can't. Like, we're already outnumbered. Yeah, I think it'll be 3. But there's also something here about, you know how like when I was younger, there was like the cool kid in the neighborhood where they had all the like awesome toys or the best backyard or whatever. And so, or just like the coolest parents, right? Like, they built like an awesome like snow slide in your backyard, that kind of thing. You're going to be the cool parents in the neighborhood. So yes, I think there's going to be 3 children, but there also might be some kids who are like, can I just hang out here because y'all are cool? So you might kind of like take a few under your wing, you know? And why is Grindhard feeling her love energy right now? Knight of Swords in the reverse. She's thirsty. There's some, you know, attraction here, but also some frustration, because it's like, even though I want something, I know I can't really go for that right now. So I do feel like it's kind of lusting, but like wistful energy. Like, I wish there was something I could do about that, right? I believe in you, Grindhard. You can handle that. I'm sure you could. All right, we're over an hour, so I'm going to end it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for being awesome, and I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.